let me tell you something with complete sincerity. I know that, at some point, you've thought like this. Am I missing something? Is there a faster path that I don't know about yet? Everyone thinks this. And that's exactly where many people get lost. The truth is hard, but it needs to be said. There is no secret shortcut to getting rich. If someone promises you easy, fast money without effort, that person isn't trying to help you. They're trying to sell you an illusion. The problem isn't that the truths about money are complex. The problem is that they're too simple. And simple doesn't mean easy. You've heard this before. Spend less than you earn. Save part of your salary. Invest with patience. None of this sounds revolutionary. None of this is as exciting as promises of make money while you sleep. But let me ask you something, honestly. If it's so simple, why don't most people do it? Because following these truths requires discipline. It requires saying no today to live better tomorrow. It requires not falling into the temptation of showing success before building it. The market is full of people selling quick dreams because they know most people want the result, but don't want the process. And while you chase shortcuts, time passes, and money keeps slipping through your fingers. Here's the point that almost no one tells you. Wealth doesn't come from great strokes of luck, but from small decisions repeated over many years. And it all starts when you accept this truth, however uncomfortable it may be. If this is already making sense to you, stay with me. Because now I'm going to show you the first truth that really separates those who build wealth from those who spend their entire lives struggling with money. Now, let me say something that almost no one likes to hear, but that can completely change your financial life. You're not poor just because of an unjust system. Yes, the system has flaws. Yes, things are harder for many people. But if everything were just the system's fault, no one would be able to move forward, and reality proves otherwise. Every day, people with the same income as you, living in the same country, facing the same taxes and difficulties, manage to advance financially. Not because they're smarter, not because they were lucky, but because they make different choices. Pay attention to this. The money that comes into your hands every month takes a path. Either it leaves quickly, financing consumption and momentary pleasures, or it starts working for you. And this is where many people get stuck without realizing it. You work, receive, spend, work again, receive again, spend it all again. And at the end of the month, all that's left is the feeling of tiredness and frustration. It's not lack of effort. It's lack of strategy. Every time you choose to spend everything you earn, you're, without realizing it, telling money, go away, don't come back. Saving and investing seems small at first. Sometimes it even seems useless. But it's exactly this decision, repeated month after month, that separates those who always live on the edge from those who build freedom. The truth is simple, but powerful. Your daily financial choices build your future, for better or worse. And while you blame only external factors, you hand over control of your financial life. But the moment you take responsibility for your decisions, something changes. You stop being a victim and become the protagonist of your own financial story. And this brings us to the next truth, perhaps the hardest to accept. Before I continue, let me ask you something quick. If what I'm saying here is making sense to you, if, at some point, you thought this is exactly what happens to me, like this video now, this shows me that this content is truly helping you. And if you want to learn, step by step, how to get out of the tight spot, organize your financial life, and build wealth the right way, without false promises, and without dangerous shortcuts, subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about money the way almost no one has the courage to talk about it. Simple, direct, and focused on real results. Now take a deep breath, because the next truth is where many people give up. Now I'm going to tell you something that almost no one wants to accept. Financial freedom has a price, and that price is called sacrifice. But hold on, it's not the sacrifice you're imagining. It's not living a sad life, without joy, without any comfort. It's something much simpler and much more powerful. It's deciding not to spend everything you can, even when you can. It's living a little below your current standard to build a much better standard in the future. Let me give you an easy example to understand. Think of two people who earn the same salary. One decides to improve their lifestyle every time income increases. The other keeps expenses controlled and saves the difference. At first, it seems like the first one is winning. Better car, better clothes, more comfort. But time passes, and while one person becomes increasingly trapped by bills, the other starts gaining something much more valuable. Choice to change jobs, choice to say no to unfair situations, choice to sleep peacefully. Financial sacrifice isn't losing, it's postponing now to gain later. Postponing immediate pleasure to conquer real freedom. And here's the most important part. The sooner you understand this, the less you need to sacrifice later on. Because those who don't accept small sacrifices today end up being forced to make big sacrifices in the future. Now pay close attention to this, because this truth changes everything. If someone tells you they got rich quickly, there are two possibilities. Either that person had uncommon luck, or they're hiding enormous risks that almost destroyed everything. The reality is simple. Real wealth is built slowly. And do you know why this is good news for you? Because it means you don't need to be brilliant, nor have a lot of money at the beginning. You just need discipline and time. Think of money as a seed. If you plant today and take care of it, it grows. But if you keep digging it up every week to see if it's become a tree yet, it dies. It's exactly like this with investments. When you invest a little every month, with consistency, something powerful starts to happen. Compound interest kicks in. At first, you can barely notice it. It seems slow. It seems small. It seems like it's not working. But over time, money starts working more than you do. And here's where many people make a mistake. They give up too early because they want immediate results. But those who understand the long-term game win. Getting rich slowly isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. Because while others chase quick gains and lose everything along the way, you build something solid, stable, and growing. And the more time passes, the less effort is needed to keep advancing. At some point in life, you need to accept this clearly. No one is going to appear to solve your financial life. No government, no boss, no relative. They might even help at certain times, but they won't guarantee your future. If you depend only on raises, retirement, or external promises, you'll always be vulnerable. Just one change, one crisis, one decision that's not in your hands, and everything crumbles. When you understand that the responsibility is yours, something powerful happens. You stop waiting, stop postponing, stop deluding yourself. You start acting. Saving money stops being a distant option and becomes a priority. Investing stops being something for those who understand and becomes a necessity. Not because someone told you to, but because you realized that your future depends on the decisions you make today. This understanding is liberating. Because when you take control, you also take the power to change the direction of your financial life. And from here on, everything starts making more sense. Let me provoke you with a simple question. If today your income doubled, would your financial life be solved? Most people would answer yes, but reality shows something else. When money increases, expenses usually increase along with it. And not because needs grew, but because desires gained space. You don't need everything you buy. You've just gotten used to thinking you need it. And this doesn't happen out of malice. It happens because we're constantly stimulated to consume. Advertisements, social media, silent comparisons. Little by little, desires disguise themselves as needs. A small cut, another there, seems insignificant. But when you add it all up at the end of the month, you realize how much money could be working for you. Each avoidable expense you cut isn't a loss. It's freed capital. Capital that can become investment. That can become tranquility. That can become freedom. Getting rich doesn't start by earning more. It starts by using what already comes in better. When you learn to differentiate what's essential from what's excess, money starts to be left over, even without an income increase. And it's at this point that your relationship with money truly changes. This is delicate, but it needs to be said clearly. Friends and family generally want the best for you. But when it comes to money, good intention doesn't mean good advice. Most people repeat what they learned by living. And if they never built wealth, never invested, or always lived in tight spots, the advice they give reflects exactly that. Investing is risky. Save money for what? Better, enjoy it now. These phrases seem normal, even caring, but they keep many people stuck in the same place for decades. When you start thinking differently, you might even hear criticism, not because you're wrong, but because you're breaking the pattern. And here's an important point. If you want different results, you can't just follow the opinion of those who never got to where you want to go. This doesn't mean breaking ties. It means filtering advice, seeking guidance from those who have already built something, from those who understand the long term, from those who prove with their own lives that discipline works. When you change the source of advice, you change the destination of your decisions. And this makes all the difference in the future you're building. Many people believe that getting rich is a matter of luck. But the truth is that luck passes by everyone. The difference is that not everyone can take advantage of it. Opportunities appear all the time. An interesting business, a promising investment, a chance to change course. But when a person doesn't have money saved, doesn't have knowledge, and always lives on the edge, they watch the opportunity pass by and can't act. It's not lack of luck, it's lack of preparation. Those who build reserves, study, and invest with discipline create something invisible to others. The ability to act quickly. When the chance arises, this person doesn't need to run after a loan, doesn't need to sell something in a hurry. They simply decide, and it looks like luck to those on the outside. But behind this stroke of luck are years of conscious choices. There's patience. There's consistency. Luck doesn't create wealth alone. It only accelerates the path of those who are already on the right track. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Prepare yourself every day. Because when the opportunity appears, and it will appear, only those who are ready can transform chance into wealth. There's a huge difference between starting early and starting late. And that difference isn't in the effort, it's in time. When you start investing early, money has years to grow. Interest works, results accumulate, and everything happens with less pressure. But when you start later, the game changes. You can still win, but you need to be much more disciplined. Not because you made mistakes in the past, but because the time that passed doesn't come back. Many people delay starting because they think they need to earn more, or because they wait to understand everything before beginning. And while they wait, time passes, silent, constant, relentless. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Every month you invest, even a little, you buy time in the future. Time to choose, time to breathe, time to live with less worry. Time amplifies everything, both good habits and bad ones. And when you understand this, stopping investing stops being an option. Now, let me be very direct with you. Nothing said here works if it stays just in the video. Knowledge without action doesn't change anyone's life. The difference between those who build wealth and those who spend their entire lives struggling with money isn't intelligence, isn't luck, and isn't a high salary. It's decision to spend better, decision to save before spending, decision to invest with patience, decision to continue even when it seems slow. You don't need to do everything perfectly, but you need to start, because time will pass anyway. And when you look back, there will only be two types of regret: not having enough money, or not having started earlier. If this video opened your eyes in some way, like it now, this shows me that this content spoke to you. And subscribe to the channel, because here you learn to build real wealth, without empty promises, without dangerous shortcuts, and without illusions.